Hey everyone, Kelly Dean Allen here with you once again. Today we're going to have a look at how to play The Waiting by one Mr. Tom Petty. Fantastic cut from his 1981 album Hard Promises. Quick and rather interesting story about the recording of this album before we begin. Seems that John Lennon was just a few days away from entering the same studio that Tom and the boys were recording Hard Promises back in December of 1980. And Tom, it goes without saying, was extremely excited about meeting John Lennon in person for the first time. Sadly, of course, this meeting would never happen, as Lennon would be gunned down in front of his hotel not long before he was to enter the same studio as Tom. I think it goes without saying that Tom would ultimately never get to meet one of the biggest personal musical idols and influences that he had ever had in his life. Very sad. That said, let's close it here. Get started with one of Tom Petty's biggest hits from that fantastic album, and The Waiting. Good then, Tom Petty, The Waiting. We are in standard tuning for this tutorial. This one goes a little something like this. Into the first verse. So we're starting with a G chord here, but we're going to ride into it from this second fret of the low E, this F sharp note, right? Just going to go 2, 3, drop right into G, not really getting down to the high E string here, so just on the bottom 5 strings. And then we're going to start arpeggiating notes out of these chords, right? So when you drop into G, you're going to hit that third fret of the low E, open D, and then the B string. Right, then we're going to ride back off to this F sharp note while still holding this 3 of the B. Do the exact same thing, but when you get down to the B, you're going to come back up to the G. You're going to do that every second time. Right there, right, coming back up to that G. Then we're going to drop into A while still holding this third fret of the B, so now we're in like an A sus. Do the same thing, skip over the G string, right, A, D, B. And then you drop into a D5 chord, again, not getting down to the high E here, so you don't need to drop into a full D. And again, like I said, every second time when you get down to the B string, you're going to come back up to the G. Right, so you do it in the F sharp and in the D. You come back up to the G. Kind of like that, right? You're going to start it a second time by going back up into G, but not kick-starting with that F sharp, right? Just right into G, back off to the F sharp. And then we're going to drop into A and hang in it for 1 bar with just downstrokes. Kind of like that 5 or 6 times, right? And then repeat. Now the second time you drop into A, you hang in it for 2 bars, right? Leading into the first verse. So that's the opening. 1 bar. And 2 bars of A sus, basically, because you're still holding that 3. That's kind of planted there throughout, right? Now, over top of the second playthrough of that opening refrain there, we have this. Little melody line that Mike Campbell is playing, little octaves, right? We're on 14 of the G, 15 of the high E. And strike those together, muting out the B string with the pad of your index, right? Then we're going to hit it again, slide it up 2 spots, and then back to 14, 17. And then off to 12 and 15, back that up to 11 and 14, back that up to 9 and 12, back that up to 7 and 9, slide it back to 2 and 5, right? Right, that's that little melody line that Mike Campbell is playing. Right into the first verse. Now the first verse is going to be basically just an A bar chord, right? A bar of A, half a bar of G, half a bar of D, 3 times. something like that. And then dropping into the pre-chorus, we're going to drop into B minor for 2 bars. In the middle of each bar, we're going to lift our middle finger off the 3 to the bar. Right, and then 2 bars of G, and then 4 bars of A sus. Drops into the chorus, right? So that's the pre-chorus and the lead into the chorus. B minor, lifting out, up to G, 2 bars, and then 4 bars of A sus. Now the chorus is the same as the beginning, but now we're strumming it, right? G off to the F sharp, into A, down to D. A to D. Now the second time, we're going to hang an A for 1 bar, right? And repeat. A to D. And the 4th time, we're going to go back to D. Right? So the second time you hang in that A, every other time you're going G to F sharp, A to D. And then we're back into this again. Into the next verse, second chorus, same as the first chorus, and that drops us into the bridge. The bridge is going to be 4 bars of B minor, lifting out in the middle of each bar. Off to A. We're going to ride that A into D by going open A, 2, 4. Into D, and then we're going to ride this D into G by doing the same thing we just did, but now on the D string. And then into G, right, coming out of the D. And then off to F sharp. Just a power chord, right, which you're going to downstroke about 5 or 6 times. So that's the bridge, B minor, lift out, 4 times. Off to A. Into F sharp, right, and that leads into the guitar solo. And that's the solo right there. So we're soloing in A using the A Dorian mode, Dorian scale. We're starting with these unison bends here. 12 of the high E, 15 of the B. We're going to bend that 15 of the B about 5 times. Kind of like that, right? Into this. So a little bar here on the 10s of the B and the high E, hammer onto 12, and then pick it, and then back off to the bar and hit it a couple of times. Kind of like that, right? Back into the unison bends. Into this. So coming out of those unison bends, right, the second time, you're going to go 12, 14, 15, back to 14. Pick it again. On to 15, slide it into 17 and pick it a couple of times, right? Little full step bend release. Pick it a few more times, and then we're into this. So we're holding a little double step here on the 12 of the B, 10 of the high E, and then we're going to bounce off the 12 of the high E and back off, right? Twice. And then 2 single notes on that B string right on the 12. And then into this. So again, you're going to bounce off that 12 a couple of times with the double stop. And then the second time you're going to go 12, 14, and then back to a single note on that 12 a couple of times. Right, and repeat. Right, into this. So we're just riding right up the scale here, starting on the open B along with the high E string. We're going open 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14. Kind of like that, right? And that is the end of the solo. So let's take it from the top nice and slow. Right into another chorus. Hanging A, right, G, F sharp, A to D, G, F sharp, A to D. Now the vocals are gonna drop out and you're gonna play that again, right, just by itself. The vocals come back in. And then you hang in A for 2 bars. And then we're right back to the opening refrain again where we're arpeggiating notes. Right, and then this comes back in. Repeats 4 or 5 times as the song fades out. And there you go. That is how you play The Waiting by Tom Petty. Certainly hope you enjoyed that, found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button right down there. Drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that'd be very kind. Hope you're well out there in your little guitar corner of the world, wherever that may find you, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.